And thanks for staying with us. And to our first top story of today, we are going to be talking to Coach Adeyemi Adedeji all the way from Switzerland to give us, the breakdown and the idea around the 23-man squad list. Do we have Coach Adedeji with us?
Yeah, hello, Intola. It's a pleasure to be here once again.
Thank you. It's always nice to have you with us. So, the latest squad list was released yesterday by the head coach. It's the 23-man squad list. And first off, what do you even think about that squad list?
Yeah, first and foremost, just want to say kudos to the coach because it's not easy to coach a country like Nigeria that have almost 200 million, maybe 50 million people of footballers. And out of them, he selected 39. And out of the 39, could not sleep for a couple of days before a week before he announced the 23-man list. For me, I think most of the people I'm seeing here, he chose them because of his own playing philosophy. Because every coaches have their own playing philosophy.
That's quite interesting. Now, looking at some of the players that are missing out on that squad list, one of them obviously is Ciro Dessa, who is a prolific goal scorer for Rangers. We also have another person in the likes of, although the good side of it is that we have the likes of Tolu Arokodare, who also is doing well, also in that list. But what do you think made him have that final decision not to add some of the players? Just as I alluded to, Ciro Dessa wasn't on it. What do they have to do to be on that squad list playing for Super Eagles?
Yeah, like I said, to be honest with you, in every decision, there's always an action, and there must be a reason for that action. So for him now to choose Arokodare ahead of Steven Desert, I think, and ahead of some of the strikers that Nigeria has. This coach, like I said before, this coach has a way of playing. He likes to play with the ball, flexibility, without the ball, aggressiveness. The motivation, the mood to go for the second ball to win the ball as quick as possible. The coach is a very tactical coach who have tactical discipline in every part of the field, and he also is a coach that plays in dynamic form. And the coach like to play in a high tempo because if you see the goal he scored against Nigeria, Mali against Nigeria, the second goal was from corner kick. So he loves tall players, he loves people who can win area battle for him in the third half of the field. I think that is the edge what is that name? Arokodare. Yes. Arokodare has over the result.
Another player that is coming back into the team after a year is Nathan Teller, who plays for Bayern Leverkusen. Yes, he's a good player, but looking at the formation that the coach wants to play, do you think it's going to fit, directly into that squad?
You see, Teller is one of the most. He's like Kelechi Iheanacho. Teller is a player that can play two positions, and for every good sound coach that understands his onions, they always like to play with. They always like to have a player that can play 2 to 3 positions in their team, so that he can be able to have more dynamic in his team for tactical switch. Like Teller. If you see when Teller started in Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Leverkusen, you see him that he was playing from the right-hand side of the field, which is this number 7, from the flank. But suddenly the coach changed him to be a striker. So, and he's a player that play more with the ball and without the ball. He's a player that have more commitment. He fight for all 2 balls. He fight for the team. He's like Osimhen. So this coach has this is the philosophy of this coach, because when I watch it deeply against Cote d'Ivoire in Nations Cup, I see how the team fight for 90 minutes with the same high tempo from beginning to the extra time. So that is what the opportunity, we say in Dutch, fertile. That is the advantage that Teller has. That's the reason he can be able to be in this team. Teller can play 2-3 positions in this team. So that I think this is the reason that Teller have an advantage over some of the other players that were dropped.
The camp is officially supposed to open on Monday, which is on the 16th of March. I'm sure one of the things that the coach will be looking at is working in the striking position, ensuring that we get a lot of goals, because those were one of the things that we lacked, going forward, not getting enough goals or always playing on that offside position. I'm sure by the time the camp opens, it will be one of the things that the coach will be looking at. But when you look at the likes of Victor Osimhen and probably even Victor Boniface, what does the coach have to do to get those two players, scoring a lot of goals for the team? Because we need it, especially against Rwanda and Zimbabwe, in those two fixtures.
I just want to surprise you and surprise our listeners. See, let me tell you, this coach, as I said to you, this coach likes to play with the high-tempo football, high-intensive. He's a coach that likes to dominate game for 90 minutes. And when you talk about scoring of goal does not come from just the striker. It comes collectively, not individually. So now that's why you see that if you watch his midfield, he have Ndidide, he have Oyedika, he have Alassane, he have Aribo, you also have Papa Daniel. So these players that you see, and we will be, this player you see, he knows that especially this Papa Daniel is a very fantastic player, he's a ball player, he knows how to give the last passes, and you see that Alassane is a workaholic, he likes to run for 90 minutes, he likes to go box to box. So this coach have a reason why he brought these players. So for Osimhen, Boniface and this Arokoda Dari, I think they will get a very good outing in these two matches, because those midfielders that are playing for them, they are players that will make them to work less and by coming back to defense, but to have more advantage in the out front there.
Okay, our next game is going to be against Rwanda, and the last time we played a game against them, it was a draw. What chances do you think the Super Eagles have this time around to ensure that they get a win? Because all we would need in this particular two games is a win to qualify, to have any chance at all to qualify to the FIFA World Cup. What chance do you think they have against these two sides to get the necessary points?
We have a lot of chance to get the necessary points. If we look at what happened in New York when we lost 2-1, we scored first, but we lack concentration. We lack the commitment. We lack the focus. We lack the discipline in every area of the field. We conceded 2 goals in 5 minutes. So that is why the reason they lost in New York. And when we played in Rwanda, we play goalless. So I want to tell you that we have a couple of chances in Rwanda, but we will not be ball at the back of the net. With this coach that is coming with a different philosophy, that is coming with dynamic form, that is coming with a lot of scorers, strikers that are scoring their individual clubs and collectively with the players. I think if he can find the balance with this player that he has in his list, from the defense line to the midfield and to the strikers, the person to pay Osimhen out of Arokodare and other striker that is the other teller, I think to put the ball at the back of net will not be difficult for the team. I know we're going to get the needed result there and come back home rejoicing.
I hope so, and I wish the Super Eagles the best. But we'll go on a short break, and when we return, we'll be diving into the Champions League round of 16. Stay with us.
Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. It laughs in the face of all types of discrimination. Sport can create hope where once there was only despair.
The stakes are high as the Super Eagles of Nigeria are back in action in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers as the hunt for a ticket to North America heats up. The stage is set as the Super Eagles head to Kigali to take on Rwanda's Amavubi at the Amaro Stadium on Friday, the 21st of March. Rwanda versus Nigeria. It is first versus fifth in Group C. It is 90 minutes of passion and endless skill. Don't miss a second of the action. Watch it all unfold right here on AfroSport TV on the 21st of March.
AfroSport,
your freedom of sport.
Thanks for staying with us, and of course, we still have Coach Adeyemi, talking to us on AfriSport Now in Focus. Coach Adeyemi, we are looking at the Champions League this time around. The second leg of the round of 16 happened yesterday between Liverpool and PSG, and unfortunately, Liverpool lost to PSG on penalties 4-1. How did you think that particular match turned out for you? Because it was a surprise for me. I wouldn't even lie, it was a surprise. But what was the expectation of that game going into the game itself?
Normally, when you take a deep look into the first game last week, where Liverpool won Paris Saint-Germain in France, there we see that France has a very good player outing. Liverpool could not meet up their level who they used to play. And when you get to Anfield yesterday, watching the match, I tipped Liverpool to win the match, because Liverpool too has a very fantastic game in Anfield yesterday. Although Paris Saint-Germain is a very, 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 very good organized team, and at the end of the day, to be honest with you, the lucky team carried the day, because both of them have a very good chances to win the match. But at the end of the day, penalty is anybody's game.
You can see that Liverpool was, they literally didn't score anything at all in that game, except for PSG obviously getting one back from Ousmane Dembele. But PSG had more shots on target. They had 21, 8 on targets from 21 total shots. And then PSG had, Liverpool had 3 from 19 shots. What do you think of, because just looking at the stat there, you can see even PSG had more passes, 675 to Liverpool's 538. How bad did you think Liverpool played yesterday for them to even lose, that game?
Let me make you laugh a little bit. I don't want to put an excuse to Ramadan, because you can see that we did not see the best of Salah in the both matches because of this Ramadan fasting. Because if you see what he played in Paris Saint-Germain, he was not in the field. He was not in the game for 70-something minutes he played before the changing. The player that changed him came inside the game and changed him the rhythm of the game and put the only goal they won in Paris Saint-Germain. If you see him yesterday too, you can see that there's some situation that he have to do more. He could not be able to do more. I don't know if it's about the Ramadan, but to be honest with you, Paris Saint-Germain surprised the world because they dominated the game, they control the game, they play as if they are at home. But football sometimes it may go your way, it may not go your way. But to be honest, to round it up, I have say kudos to Paris Saint-Germain for winning the match through penalty shootout in Anfield.
Another game was Inter Milan against Feyenoord. Inter Milan, I'm talking about now, went through winning the game 2-1. But, looking at that game, you see the likes of Lautaro Martinez coming up for the team, scoring a goal, and even Marcus Thuram. However, when you look at that game, you see that Feyenoord had more shots on targets, 14, especially more shots, 14, but 4 on target, while Inter Milan had 12 shots and just 5 shots on target. But I think it was the fact that they were more clinical in that game. What do you think won it for Inter Milan?
What won it for Inter Milan is not about tactical discipline, because if you see the way they are playing, they know how dangerous this opponent is, and they know that for them, if they lose focus or they are careless in the third half of the field, they're going to pay for it. So they make sure that the second zone and the first zone and the second zone of their own part of the field, they make sure that they seal it up. They do not give the chance for them to operate. So, but at the end of the day, what helped them mostly is that they won in away matches. In the away match, that gave them the victory to crown it up at home.
Barcelona defeated Benfica, at home. It was, I think, a 3-1 win for them. And the likes of Lamine Yamal scored in that game. I think he has been one of the prolific players this season so far. But yes, I want to believe that they deserve to, go to the round of 8. What do you think of that game?
Before the game, I was here in your studio last week. On Wednesday, if I'm not here, this time last week, I said that the 4 teams that is going to go for the quarterfinal are the 4 people who won the game, who lies Barcelona, Liverpool, Inter Milan, and Bayern Munich. But unfortunately, Liverpool disappointed me. So for Barcelona to win at home, to crown up, to get the spot in quarterfinal, I think it's not a mistake, because at the moment right now, they are among the favorites to win the tournament, and they are playing so fantastic football. Whenever they are playing, you see they play like Paris Saint-Germain yesterday. They always try to take control of the game, dominate their opponents, and make sure if we cannot score you, the opponent should not put the ball at the back of the net. I think at the moment, Barcelona is doing a fantastic job.
Bayern Leverkusen lost to Bayern Munich 5-0 on aggregate. They are both German sides, but I feel like the better side went through on on better chances. Look at Bayern Leverkusen having 17 shots and Bayern Munich with 12. But then again, when you look at the number of passes that Bayern Munich had, they had lesser than Bayern Leverkusen. What does Leverkusen have to do to do better in this sort of competition?
I said it last week here. I said Bayern Munich is a hold us when it comes to this tournament, Champions League. That Bayern Leverkusen for many years they have not been in this tournament. They only played UEFA Europa Cup last year, and they lost in the final. So you see, in this tournament, sometimes you need a lot of experience. The more you come into this tournament, the more experience you have, the more how you understand how they're reading of the game. If you watch Bayern Munich when they play in the Bundesliga, Bayern Leverkusen, they play with 0-0, they dominated the game, but Bayern Munich was more clever, they play more defensive, they play more cohesion, they are together, they compact. That is what they did the day in the yesterday. You see them, they know how dangerous the Bayern Munich, Bayern Leverkusen can be in the counter-attack. That is why you see that whenever they lose the ball, they make sure they come back as quick as possible to help one another for the Bayern Leverkusen not to be able to put the ball back of the net. So what differentiates them is that is all about experience in the tournament and maturity in the tournament.
Okay, just to do a run-through of the results from yesterday's game, we can see Benfica Barcelona defeating Benfica 3-1 and winning 4-1 on aggregate. Inter Milan beating Feyenoord 2-1, 4-1 on aggregate. Liverpool lost 1-0 to Paris Saint-Germain, and Bayern Leverkusen also lost 2-0 to Bayern Munich, also losing 5-0 on aggregate to Bayern Munich. And to today's games, we have Lille against Borussia Dortmund, Aston Villa against Club Brugge, Arsenal against Eindhoven, and Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid. Coach Deji, we have 2 interesting fixtures in this particular games today. We have Arsenal against Eindhoven. Yes, Arsenal won the last game 7-1, but do you think it's going to be an easy turnout for them this time around playing at home?
Arsenal and PSV, I think the match is gone, because Arsenal at the moment they are playing fantastic football. At time when they went to play in PSV in Holland, they dominated the game. They score as quick as possible. They take perfect control of the game. The only thing the PSV is going to do today is just to redeem their image, to try to make sure they win or they play draw, because I don't see them overturning the result. I think for this match Arsenal against PSV, the match is for is a bygone. So nothing can come out of them.
The big match for today is Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. Is going to be a big fixture. Looking at the stats between both sides, Real Madrid had 2 shots on target, and Atletico the same with 2 shots. And then if you look at the passes made between both sides, Real Madrid had more, 642 to Atletico's 602. What do you think that match is going to turn out to be today? Because it's going to be quite a feisty one. It's a Madrid derby. What do you think of it?
This match is going to be like 2 elephants fighting in the grass, and the grass is going to suffer, because it's going to be a very, very difficult match for Real Madrid. But I think with this advantage that Real Madrid has, it will give them the edge to go to Atletico Madrid there to seal up the match. But with Atletico Madrid, my heart is saying they can turn it around, but at the same time, I wish Real Madrid to carry the day.
Well, just doing a run through of the fixtures again that will be happening today. Real Madrid will be playing at home away to Atletico Madrid in Metropolitano. Lille will be hosting Borussia Dortmund, Aston Villa against Club Brugge, and Arsenal against PSV. Well, I wish the Madrid team all the best, whoever it is that wins. But thank you, Coach Adeyemi, for... before I let you go, actually, who do you think, what's your prediction? Who do you think is going to win between any of these teams or any of the fixtures, actually?
I think with Lille against Dortmund, my heart says Dortmund, but I see Lille going through. Against Aston Villa against Club Brugge. Club Brugge may have, if we have a result there, but Aston Villa will go through. Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid will go through, and Arsenal is clear. I don't think they can score 6 goals. Even if they score 6 goals, they are going to play penalty. So because I know I will give all the go there. I think with them, Arsenal too will go through.
Thank you, Coach Adedeji, for joining us once again. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me all the time. Everyone,
that's the much we can take on Afro Sport Now in Focus. My name is Faintola Babade, and until we come your way again, it's bye for now.